That is all over our WrestlingFigureDatabase.com.
Jeff, the old man has put on his reading glasses.
Dude, that was like the opposite of Bret Hart when he would take off his shades. You were putting on.
Excuse me while I whip this out, and it's my reading glasses.
Dude, your move, if you were a wrestler right now, your move would be take off the readers and give them to a kid. like Bret Hart used to do with the glasses.
Practice safe reading, kid.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is
Scott.
Hey, yo. Is that his younger brother? That's gotta be
Jeff.
The cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
And you're listening to
all of the great action figures from our good friends at Hasbro.
The Fullyposeable.
Have your own WrestleMania with all your favorite figures.
Wrestling Figure.
Each sold separately from LJN.
Podcast.
And we are the Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling.
Hey, welcome to episode 475 of the Fullyposeable Wrestling Figure Podcast, longest running episodic wrestling figure podcast going today. My name is Jeff, and sitting alongside the man of 1,005 ailments. My name is Jeff. Sitting alongside next to me is my real life brother, not storyline brother, Scott. Scott, say hello.
Hello.
Dude, you need like a cool nickname.
Nickname?
Yeah. Like
Squat isn't good enough?
Well, that's your drunken alter ego.
Oh, I see. So wait, do you mean I need a catchphrase?
Catchphrase, yeah. Like I'm the man of 1,005 ailments.
I'll have to think on that.
Okay.
That's a good one.
All right. Well, you are a half a century plus 1 year old as of yesterday. Congratulations on making it that long.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, 51 years. It's a long time on this earth, folks.
It is. It is. Happy birthday to you, brother.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Did you get any toys?
Well, I purchased some toys, but I did not receive any toys. Well, outside of the Hardy Boys set that was kind of a combo birthday Christmas gift that you had gotten me that will be getting signed in WrestleCon, as we talked about last week. I don't know if you want to get into toy spotting, but I did buy a few things for my birthday.
Well, hold on.
Okay. But actually receiving any toys? No, I did not.
Calm down, you sons
of
bitches.
Stop that.
Okay. But you did a lot of pre-ordering. Your wallet took a hit on your birthday, huh?
Yes. My wallet got all the birthday sex.
Lucky.
Yep. Didn't even get any dinner first. Just took all of it. The whole thing.
It got all the bonins.
It did. It definitely had some heat. That's for sure. Yeah. 51 years, man. You learn a lot. You see a lot. And now you hurt a lot.
you hurt a lot.
More aches and pains every day. Woohoo!
Dude, I get out of bed and like I have to sit there for a while. It's like I have to do the check. Like, okay, shoulder still hurting, but it's okay. I can move it.
Shoulders moving, check. Knees moving up and down, legs are good, check.
Ankles cracking, yes.
Morning BM, uh-oh.
Morning BM, I was supposed to get out of bed for that?
Okay.
What? That's why you wear those Depends, it says, or those diapers called Oops, I Crap Myself. For you Saturday Night Live fans, you'll get that one. Yes,
just stay away from colon blow cereal, folks.
And if anybody would like to get any of our shirts, head on over to Pro Wrestling Tees or whatamaneuver.net. You can follow us on the Twitter, X, YouTube, Snapchat, and the Book of Faces at Fullyposeable, Instagram, Fullyposeable, WF. You can go back and listen to our past podcasts on Podbean, Stitcher, iTunes, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. Please rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes. And you can send us any audio questions, or anything else at all. Send on over to fullyposeablewfp@gmail.com. And Scott, we actually have a couple questions. We'll get through these really quick. First question came in from Jody M. They asked, we need to hear more about Scott's love for Ron Garvin. That is all. Thank you.
Well, Jeff, it's a long story. My love for Ron Garvin. The end.
This led to one of our favorite stories. The time that he beat Ric Flair and you were over at Big Dave's house.
Yep. I wasn't buying it.
Yeah, you weren't buying it. And did I tape it?
No, No, you didn't tape it. We never really taped NWA at all.
because we were always sitting in front of the TV watching it.
Pretty much always there. Yeah. Or one of us was, so we could kind of report to the other.
Right. And then you didn't believe me that Ronnie Garvin beat Ric Flair.
Right. Because let's think about this. 1987, you've got Luger on the roster, Dusty Rhodes, Sting was just coming in, right?
Right.
And Ronnie Garvin, is the guy that's going to beat Flair? Like, if you had said Raging Bull Manny Fernandez or Wahoo McDaniel or even Big Bubba Rogers had beaten Ric Flair, I would have been like, oh, dude, that's nuts. Like, they actually took the title off him. You said Ronnie Garvin. And I'm like, you're full of shit. How dare you? Get out of this moving car right now. Just go. Duck and roll.
Well, the funny part about that is after we picked up Scott and I told him on the ride home from Big Dave's house that Ron Garvin beat Ric Flair, Scott goes, okay, dude, if Ronnie Garvin beat Ric Flair, I will give you a penny. If you are lying to me, you little shit, you owe me $1. By the way, I'm here to collect on the penny, by the way.
I'll give it to you on Saturday.
All right.
And no, I'm exaggerating. I didn't hate Ronnie Garvin. He was just one of those guys. He was, to me, he was a perennial mid-carder. That's how I kind of viewed him. Like, he was always that guy that was going to be your tag team partner. He may win like a TV championship. You'd be shocked if he actually pulled like US gold. But he was always going to be like that mid-tier U.S. tag team title guy, right? But world champion? No, not an NWA. I appreciated for him for what he was in the NWA. He was fine. But like his WWF run is what really sealed the deal for me with Ronnie Garvin. Like, that was just a bucket of yuck. Nobody liked that. He was just the drizzling shits, dude. That WWF run was nothing memorable. His NWA run, I mean, look, he won a heavyweight championship, so you can't, I mean, you got to give him his flowers, give him his credit, give him his due, right? Not everybody has held the NWA big gold belt, and he did, so you got to give him his credit for it. But man, that WWF run, I don't want that to be like my lasting memory of Ronnie Garvin. So the figure, I'm going to say, is based off of his NWA run. Although I don't think it really is. I think that's his WWF look, if I'm not mistaken. A little more red and yellow going on in that figure, I think.
He might have worn that on like a Saturday night once or twice or something, dude.
Maybe. I remember him more in just like solid color gear, like a lot of just basic red. That's kind of what I remember him from his NWA run. But his WWF just no good. No good. And I don't know if it was like one of those things was like ECW, when the ECW guys showed up in WWF, you could tell they were not, I don't want to get into size, right? Like, a guy's short, he's tall, whatever. But a lot of those ECW guys hit the roster and they just look like Taz, for example. He just looks small in a WWF ring, right? And I found the same thing with Ronnie Garvin, and I never noticed it. But I remember as being like a 14, 15-year-old kid, watching Ronnie Garvin hit that WWF roster, you're like, oh, wow, that dude's short. And when you're a kid, you don't care. You're just, you're watching wrestling, but then it was noticeable, like, wow, that guy's short. Like, shit, I could do this. Like, I could get into the ring. Like, I'm short like Ronnie Garvin. Decent NWA run. Always like that mid-card guy that, struck gold one time and then just really fizzled out when he hit he cashed in is what he did. He took that WWF money, cashed in, and that was that. Never got an LJN, never got a Hasbro, but that's that for Ronnie Garvin. So I guess that's the extent of my love for him.
Well, his WWF run wasn't that memorable. I mean, it was a referee shirt and a feud with Greg Valentine. It was
really, like, what else do you remember from that? Like, that's when Greg had the adjustable or shin guard.
Yeah.
Right? He'd wear it backwards and then he'd spin it around, or he'd wear it frontwards and spin it around for the figure 4.
Yeah, exactly. And his Hasbro came with that, which was great.
So I think Ronnie Garvin, and the first thing that pops in my head, Greg Valentine, shin guard. And that should not be my first thought. Like, you say Macho Man, you're thinking titles won, WrestleMania moments. I think Ronnie Garvin, I think of somebody else. Like, Greg Valentine pops in my head when I think Ronnie Garvin.
It's more of one of those, you think of Ronnie Garvin, you think former NWA champion. At least over on this end, I think Ronnie Garvin, WCW champion, because it was such a weird title change that's what sticks out in my head.
It was weird. Then
I do think of I'll think of Ronnie Garvin. I'll think of him on Saturday nights in NWA, and his hands of stone. He would knock somebody out. Which, by the way, why didn't he just walk into the ring, punch somebody in the face, and then just pin him right there? Like, why did we have to sit through? Why did we have to sit through a 9-minute squash match? Dude, just punch him in the face. That's a great way to end a match, dude.
Yeah, why don't you lead with that?
It was like Sam Houston. I watched a Sam Houston match, and the whole match he worked an arm, and then he finished him off with a bulldog. It's like, dude, why didn't you work the neck or like give him a brain buster or something like that? You know, why'd you work the arm? Why'd you wear him down with his arm? Just hit him in the face, dude.
Yeah. No, you're exactly right. You're exactly right. And you know, the thing that was unforgivable with Ronnie Garvin for me too, and I can't believe we spent this much time on Ronnie Garvin. But,
Jody, God damn it.
Yeah, thank you, Jody, for putting us down this little rabbit hole. The thing was inexcusable with Ronnie Garvin for me. I don't know if you remember this, but before his Starrcade match with Flair in '87, they gave him like a 60-day no-compete window where he could just go into training for that match. Right. He didn't have to wrestle, but Flair was wrestling regularly. So Ronnie Garvin was given a break of like a month or 2 months to where he didn't have to defend the title or wrestle or anything, and he still lost. You were given one job. They handed you every benefit, and you lost.
Thank you, Jody, for the question.
And I apologize if I'm wrong about that look on Ronnie Garvin's figure. I've seen it like once, but I thought right away, like that's his I thought there was more yellow in it or something with his look. I could be totally wrong.
It was red and yellow on the figure.
Then I think that's his WWF look, because in NWA he was all solid colors. I don't remember him wearing a mix of colors at all. Yeah. And I remember him primarily wearing red, but he didn't have red and yellow. That was Hogan's gimmick.
I'm naming the show The Hands of Stone.
Call it 60 days off.
60.
You're being given a 2-month reprieve from wrestling.
Thank you, Jody. Love ya.
That was a fun question. And that is my love for Ronnie Garvin. The end. Now it's the end.
Scott, next question came in from Josh Thompson. Hey, Jeff and Scott, JT here. And today I want to give you guys my quick thoughts on the new potential Mattel Creations playsets. That's in our notes. Just joking. Right off the bat, I really like the idea of allowing fans to vote for the next Mattel creation. With how things went about with the WCW playset, with it not succeeding and fans complaining about why we got that instead of Raw's War, I feel like this change was needed. As for which set I voted for, honestly split on Hell in a Cell and Elimination Chamber.
Same.
We'll get to that in a sec. Final thing I want to add, the wrestling figure community, please don't blow your lid when the price of whichever set wins costs a large amount. As I said, when I was on here for the Summer of Saying Do Love, I'm sure Steve and Bill would love everyone to have these epic sets, but they need to make a profit. That said, these sets shouldn't be that expensive because they're just add-ons to the Mattel ring.
But what's that expensive? Because that's right. That's a subjective term. I mean, one person's expensive isn't another person's expensive, but I'm thinking these are going to be between $250 and $300.
Depends on which set. If it's a steel cage, I could see it being about maybe $175, $200. I don't know if it's each thing is going to have a different price point.
Okay. Yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Let's kind of get into this. This is part of our news, but Mattel is having a crowdfund and it's going to be actually wrapped up by the time the show drops. And there are 4 options for the crowdfund: Hell in a Cell, Punjabi Prison, Steel Cage, Elimination Chamber Modern, or Elimination Chamber Classic. Think 2002 Survivor Series where Shawn wore those ugly brown tights. Sorry.
Yes.
So I can see the Punjabi Prison the Punjabi Prison cage or whatever you want to call it. Let's say that wins. I could see that being, I don't know, 200, 215.
Maybe. I guess it depends on all the bells and whistles that come with it, right? But I think you're right. It depends on which one wins to what the price point's going to be, because obviously the Elimination Chamber is going to be the most expensive.
Right.
There's going to be a lot more parts involved, like with that. That's the one that I'm guessing is going to win, is the Elimination Chamber. That's why I'm guessing 250 to 300.
Which Elimination Chamber?
Classic.
You think Classic?
Yes, because who's carrying the industry right now? The toy industry.
That would be the Kidults.
Right. So if you had a choice, Jeff, in which one to fund, which one are you taking?
Modern.
Really?
I voted modern already. I'm telling everybody I voted modern.
You're kidding.
I love that elimination chamber, the modern one. Dude,
Okay.
the light up, like I'm just picturing it in toy form. Hypothetically, if Punjabi Prison wins, I'm not putting my money down. Just saying that. A steel cage, I'm iffy on. Hell in a Cell or either elimination chambers, I'm putting the money down. I'm telling everybody right now.
Okay.
That's exactly what I'm doing. I have
So what are you thinking that comes in at?
So if it's the modern elimination chamber and if it has all the bells and whistles to it, like it should, I have a feeling that could be 400.
Oh, you're thinking 4. Okay.
I'm thinking lights. I'm thinking plexiglass that you put the figures in to cover each. I'm thinking that's going to be 4. I have a feeling this modern elimination chamber is going to be the most expensive one if it does win.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
Now the classic elimination chamber, if I were to put a price point on it, I would probably think of about 325, 350.
Okay. You're actually shooting higher than I am. I thought between 250 and 300 because I don't know if they want to go super high price point based on not getting that WCW fund.
That could be.
So I'm thinking they're going to play it safe here. Mm-hmm. We'll have to see what kind of materials are used, what kind of light up features, like you said. But yeah, at the end of the day, I'm thinking 250 to 300. I'm guessing it's going to be one of the elimination chambers, but you blew my theory out of the water. I figured it was going to be us old dudes that were going to be trying to get the the classic elimination chamber made.
The classic looks good, but the modern one is fantastic. I love the modern, and I honestly hope it wins. Either way, I'm putting my money down on either elimination chamber or Hell in a Cell. So,
okay, are those the only 2 that you're in on?
Those 3.
Yeah, I meant Hell in a Cell, either one of them, or okay, so you're out on the steel cage, out on Punjabi Prison.
Correct.
I think Punjabi Prison has the least chance of getting made, followed by steel cage. Those would be like the 2 lowest, I would guess.
Right. I could see that one being least expensive.
Oh, for sure.
If they were to do a different tier pricing, because you got to figure not everything is going to be, not each one of these is going to be, I don't know, $200 to make or whatever. I don't know. You got to figure each one is a different price point. Just saying.
Or maybe they have different price points in mind. Right. That's what we're kind of talking about. But what if they don't? What if they have like one set price point and say like the steel cage versus the elimination chamber doesn't have all the same bells and whistles that the other has? What if one comes with more sweetener to justify the price point? So all of these options have the same price point right now with Mattel, just based on what's involved with each one of them. Like the elimination chamber, for example, would have the least amount of sweetener, i.e. extra figures, accessories, whatever. But the steel cage, which you would think would be the most basic of these, has more figures, more accessories, more sweetener to it. But it's all going to be that same price point, no matter which one is chosen.
Well, we'll see if there's got to be figures coming with it, but they haven't announced any figures.
None announced, right?
None announced figures. I got to say that. Steve did say on the message boards, there is no ring included with the crowdfunded items. So there's no ring. It's just the elimination chamber, the steel cage, Hell in a Cell, or Punjabi Prison. Those options are meant to be add-ons for your existing rings. So again, no rings. Again, also, no figures have been announced.
And I'm guessing the ring that it's going to fit is the ultimate ring, like what you can get on Ringside right now with Rhea Ripley. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's going to fit those. Got it.
Yep. So, well, there goes our Mattel news.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you got to juggle things around, adjust on the fly.
So, JT, thank you for your question. Scott, we do have an omission this week, and it came from Russell on Twitter, and I will own up to this one. Not like last week where you forgot the ones on Ringside Collectibles, but
oh yeah, my bad on that. Sorry.
So regarding the Great Muta figures coming with extra heads, you asked, is this the first Superstar figures that came with extra heads? The Brutus Beefcake with the Zodiac head did come before the Great
That's
Mutas.
right. That's right. Okay, so there is a precedent for additional heads.
I will take Enos on this one.
You'll take what?
Enos.
Enos?
Onus? Is it Onus? Onus? Honest? Onyx?
You'll just take the blame.
I'll take the blame on this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Onyx? Wasn't that a rap group?
Let the boys be boys, Jeff. Slam.
I'll take Onyx for 300.
This 1992 hit entitled Slam.
Congratulations, everybody. It's now stuck in your head.
Da, da, da.
So Russell, thank you for calling us out on that. We actually we want you guys to call us out if we miss something. As we've mentioned before, there have been numerous times where we're doing the show and you try to do something on the fly and you're doing the Rolodex in your head real quick, and sometimes that slips through. So
and we'll tell you if we're using a computer.
Yeah, exactly. So thank you, Russell. Scott, some WrestleCon names that have popped up this past week, and there might have been more that I missed, but these are the names I have jotted down right now for WrestleCon in Las Vegas. Mick Foley, so you can get your 3 Faces of Foley sign that's on Ringside Collectibles. Henry Godwin, AEW's Tony Storm.
Women's champion. Wow, that's a biggie.
Snitsky, so if you guys have babies, have him sign that.
I wonder if Cody is going to get not Cody Rhodes, Cody Good, friend of the show. I wonder if he's going to get a mannequin foot signed by Snitsky. He
should. He really should.
I think he should.
And Ronda Rousey. She will be at WrestleCon. And those are the names that have popped up. There'll be more names popping up probably before the show drops, and I'll have them on the show next week.
Now, Jeff, I apologize. Here's another one of those things we kind of do on the fly a little bit.
Oh, no.
We have not seen the Steiners announced yet.
No.
And we all know what happened 2 years ago with Rick.
Correct.
Did he get a lifetime? Because I don't remember. Did he get a lifetime ban from WrestleCon?
Great question. I don't know.
But yeah, I don't remember if he got, obviously I'm thinking with the Ultimates being out now, we have Steiner figures to get signed. The flip side of it is I've got those. Do you remember those Toy Biz magnetic figures, the grip and flips?
The grip and flips, yeah.
I've got the Steiner signed already. But I would love to have the new Mattel Ultimates signed. But I'm like, is Rick ever going to show up at a Stockton Con? I don't know if he's banned from WrestleCon. Would he even want to come to California again or anywhere near California? I don't know. I really don't know, because his last trip through didn't go that great at WrestleCon in LA. So, would still love to get a signature, but
we don't know if there is still a ban in place on Rick Steiner after what happened, but we'll keep checking WrestleCon to see.
Okay, got it. Because here's my other thought too is, okay, you get them signed. I've seen a lot of people taking them out of the box and getting them signed individually.
Yeah.
But I like the box. I think the box is really cool. It looks good.
Right.
Would you get the front of the box signed?
No, I get each figure individually signed.
Really?
Uh-huh.
So you're going to display them without their cool box that they came in. You would display them individually as Ultimates, not...
Correct. That kills you, doesn't it?
It does. I can't get them anymore.
Right.
I want an open set. I've already got Steiner figures signed. Now I'm like,
what to do, Scottoon? What to do?
Yeah, what to do? Because I don't think you can take them out of the package and not completely jack up that plastic insert, right?
Correct. And don't even think about purchasing them on eBay right now.
Oh, no way. I would not buy a second set. Absolutely not. Not.
That's one thing I regret, not getting a second set during one of their mini Black Friday deals.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because they were running a sale on those.
They did. They had a killer sale. I think it was like $63.99, $62.99. Yeah. So regret that completely.
Yeah, that sucks, dude. Well, look, at the end of the day, we need more Steiner figures so that I can open these bad boys up and not feel horrible about it. Yeah, okay. That was kind of my question. I don't know how many people have gotten the front of the box signed. I haven't seen any. I've seen plenty of the individual figures signed, never the front of the box, which is just kind of looking the way I have it displayed. And I thought it'd look kind of cool, but I think you're right. Get it on the individual figure.
Yeah. All right. Scott, what did you pick up for your birthday?
So, wow. What a, and not to kind of jump ahead again in the news, Jeff, it seems we're really just kind of jumping around this week. So on my birthday, Ringside gave me a tremendous gift and announced their Classic Superstars Unsanctioned. And the first set, as everybody knows, right out of the gate, a total banger, Legion of Doom. Came in 2 versions, the traditional red Legion of Doom WWF look. The other one was some gray accents on the pad, a little more white in the tights. not a look that I was super crazy about or had to have. So I did jump on, and let me tell you, Jeff, not even the Steiner brothers crashed Ringside's site the way that Legion of Doom crashed Ringside's site. It took me 15 minutes from even trying to find the link to go to the page, then to actually get to the figures on the page, then to add them to the cart, and then to get to checkout, and then to finally check out. 15 minutes. Ooh. And if you've ever done a Ringside transaction, this takes you like a minute, right? People wanted their Road Warriors. Let this be proof, Jeff, lest there be doubt in anybody's mind of the greatest tag team of all time. It is the Road Warriors.
Okay, hold on. So Road Warriors stuff sells. We all know that. And this is proof. However, can I add a little tidbit to it?
Yes, please.
They were 6-inch, appear to be 6-inch scale. So we've had big rubber guys. Are going to have retros. We've had Remco style. Nothing crashed sites like the 6-inch figures of the Road Warriors.
Yes.
The fact that they were in scale with Mattel's, I think, is what tipped this for people to go absolutely batshit crazy.
Agree. That was definitely part of it, Jeff. I agree with you 100% on that. That was another point in the favor of these things selling out for sure. Mm-hmm. People haven't had Legion of Doom in 6-inch scale like this, like basically, like you said, Mattel scale in how long? The last LOD set was
2013, 2015.
Oh, that long ago? I was going to say 15, maybe.
Oh no, I think you might be right. I think it is in 2015.
Was it the blue shoulder pad battle pack?
Oh,
was that the last one?
2016.
Okay, so 2016.
Almost 9 years ago.
Oh, so it's a guess, right? But yeah, we're talking almost 9 years ago. Mm-hmm. Even if it was 2017, we're talking 8 years ago that it's been that long since we've had 6-inch scale with Mattel Legion of Doom figures. All of those things added up. And look, on paper, the Dudleys are the greatest tag team of all time. You can't really argue it. On paper, the Dudleys are the greatest. But in terms of the figures that fans want to collect and have to have, it's, in terms of wrestling figures, the greatest tag team of all time, the Road Warriors, showed dominance yesterday, dude. They shut down Ringside. 15 minutes that site was lagging. I had to refresh, keep trying to add to cart. Oh, dude, it was insane. And I loved every minute of it. I'm like, this is proof that when you get the right name, the figure collectors are going to come out of the woodwork and they're going to buy out your stock. And guess what? That's exactly what happened. The variant sold out, and then almost right after that, the regular version sold out. After Ringside had also bumped up the price $4 on them. They still sold out. And now they're on back order. They got more stock in, so you can go pick them up. I think July is the next send date. But yeah, it was such a sight to see. I loved it, dude. It's the proof that when you have the right names, people are going to come out of the woodwork for them.
So did you have FTSD?
Which is?
Figure traumatic stress disorder.
I would have it, and it's funny because yesterday was birthday. I was off. I was chilling. I'm like, do I really want to order these right now? I could probably wait. They're going to be on the site. I was like, you know what? I'll just do it. And then I started dealing with all the 15 minutes of it. I was like, you know what? I don't think they're going to sell out that fast, but B, I'm happy I'm deciding to buy them right now because I'm starting to get a bad feeling that they are going to sell out. And so I was happy that I didn't wait, because had I waited and they sold out, oh, dude, I would have lost my mind. We've made it very clear on the show that I am an LOD. I wouldn't say completist, but if you're putting out figures at LOD, I'm going to buy them all up. Not including variants, because I did pass on the variants. Not a look I'm crazy about with the Road Warriors. Didn't have to have those on display. These are staying MOC, by the way. But yeah, I would have felt awful if they had sold out at LOD and I didn't pick them up. I would feel like a total jerk.
By the way, did you get the Hardys on Jazzware's Vault?
That was the other bit. Yep. I got home. So I woke up and I knew I was going back to bed. Took Peyton to school. Came back home. I got home at about 8:40 or so, and they went on sale at 9 here Pacific time. So came into the office, chilled on my phone for a minute. Steve Hoker in our little Facebook Messenger group posted the link for them, and I was like, let me just see. So it's like 8:43, 8:44, something like that. I jump on the link. They were live. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, whoa, they went up like 15 minutes early. Sweet. So I went ahead and just bought them there, went straight back to bed. Nice. So I went to bed happy that I had gotten my Hardy figures. And on RSC's site, they've got that ship free 60 code.
Yep.
Which saves, I think shipping is like 12 or 13 bucks, whatever it is. I went ahead and just threw in the Sid Justice main event 155 figure into the cart.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, he was 17 bucks. It put me over the edge for the free shipping. So yeah, now I got a Sid Justice as well coming to the collection.
There you go. Put that up in the Detolf.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Yeah. It's going in the early 90s shelf. So yeah, super happy with that. It's one I've wanted to add. But the thing with Ringside is when you add something that is a pre-order and you add something that's in stock, you don't get the in stock until the pre-order comes in.
Correct.
Rhea Ripley Elite 117 is a figure I've had my eye on. She's not due until June. And I'm like, I am not waiting until June for these Legion of Doom figures. Just throw Sid in the cart. I've had my eye on him. He was 17 bucks. Just dump him in the cart. Call it good. And I'm still waiting on my shipping notification. But I understand that people are getting their shipping notifications from Ringside. A lot of people should have them this weekend.
The Road Warriors?
Yes.
Oh, shit. That was fast.
Yeah. In fact, I think Steve Hoker said that he got his shipping notification.
Good Lord.
Yeah. No, I'm super happy for him. So I'm like eagerly checking email, waiting on the shipping notification. Can't wait to have these things in hand. They are, like you said, Jeff, on Mattel scale, extra hands, one extra head, red removable shoulder pads. It's their traditional WWF look. Super excited to see how they look. I don't know who makes them.
Ringside.
Okay. So yeah, that's what people are saying is like, it's Ringside's brand.
Right.
But I guess they're in the figure game now. You know, the biggest distributor in North America is now making figures. Holy crap, that's huge. Because yesterday it was like, who makes these? And it was like the Saturday Night Live bit. No one knows.
No one knows. Well, what's in hot dogs? Get out. Nobody asks.
Yeah. Get out of the boat.
Yeah, the boat.
How many yards are in a mile? Nobody knows.
How many feet to a mile, sir? 5,280.
So good. I love that skit.
Dude, that skit's so good.
But yeah, super happy. On my birthday, landed two of the greatest tag teams in the history of the sport, Road Warriors and Hardys.
All right, let's get into pre-orders. Big Rubber Guys, Earl Hebner is still up at WrestlingCollectorShop.com. Use code AAF10 at checkout to get 10% off your order. Speaking of the Road Warriors, they are still available, and the Big Rubber Guys, they are still available over at Big Bad Toy Store to order. Let's head on over to collectmajor.com. You can get Cardona and Miters limited to 1,000. Cardona is in his macho look with the internet title. Myers comes with 2 TNA tag titles. Hey, that you can throw on the Hardys.
There you go. That's right.
Yeah. Those are over at Collect Major. Speaking of Collect Major, Ric Flair with the big gold, that's over there. And for the month of March, Demolition, Axe, Smash, and Crush are available to pre-order over at collectmajor.com. Demolition is $150 for the set or $50 each. All come with helmets as well.
Those guys are just killing it with the Big Rubber Guys right now. Everything they are touching is turning to gold. It's incredible. And especially after talking to Brian at the Legendary podcast last week, just seeing his collection versus what the LJNs look like, it just all blends so well together. And just they're giving us the names we wanted as kids. Like, I can't say enough good things about the BRGs. It's just a solid line.
Yeah. Speaking of Brian at Legendary Wrestling Figure Podcast, he just texted me and he said, "Happy birthday, Scott."
Oh, thank you, Brian. I truly appreciate that, man. And thank you to everybody that reached out on Facebook, different social medias. I really appreciate the love, you guys.
By the way, I wish there was video of us recording with Brian. Literally, he was like Geppetto. And he is pulling toys out from like every which way, like a hand is going everywhere. And he's pulling out Big Rubber Guys that he's painted or LJNs that he's painted. Like literally, like they were right at his disposal, ready to talk about. And he's showing us the work he's done on, let's say, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. He was like, "Oh, here's the one I did with Paul Orndorff in white." And then we would talk about Ricky Steamboat. And he was like, "Oh, here's Ricky Steamboat." Like literally, they were all within grabbing distance. I was like, dude, He's like Geppetto, dude. Like,
He had like a magic magician's hat on the side of him, just like boom, like pulling figures out, like boom, here.
It was a rabbit. It was LJNs, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it wasn't a rabbit out of a hat, that's for sure. But yeah, he had that 89 Ricky Steamboat from the NWA title feud with Ric Flair. Just so good, the work that he does. It's incredible. His memory for things, his work on the LJNs. Like I told him, he takes what we loved as kids and just amplifies it, makes it better.
Yeah.
The paint work that he does on these things is just incredible.
So that is all of collectmajors.com figures. Zombie, just check out Pro Wrestling Tees to see which figures he has available. He does have some Public Enemy figures available too as well. Shop.figurecollections.com. We got Buff Bagwell, the Patriot, and Vlad, 1 of 100. Also, KWK did a live this past weekend. Check it out on YouTube. You can follow all of KWK's social medias to watch that live. He'll be posting the YouTube link. Also, you can get his figures at shopkwk.com. Use code Fullyposeable for 10% off. That is shopkwk.com. So we're going to do a little bit of news, and we're going to kick it off with other toy news. I thought this was a pretty interesting other toy news. So if you guys want to skip ahead because you don't want to listen about other toy news, I get it. But I thought this was pretty big news. So we'll start off with the return of, now looking back, one of the worst cartoons of all time.
It just doesn't stand up, does it?
Not one bit, dude. Mask is getting new figures from loyal subjects. Looks like there's going to be vehicles involved, Scott.
Everything looks to be in scale. Yeah, we're getting, and I know loyal subjects from like the little, almost like blind box figures, but they're not blind boxes. They usually have clear windows, or some of them are shaded if you're going to get like a variant or something, or a chase. But they remind me of just like blind box figures, and they're tall, they're small, they're cartoony, but these things look like legit regular scale mask figures with scaled vehicles. That's what I'm getting from the pictures, but apparently they're going to be shown this weekend. So by the time this show drops, we should know a lot more about what Loyal Subjects is bringing with their mask line.
Here's going to be a question, dude. Do you get them?
Right now I'm going to say probably not, but every ounce of my being really wants that Rhino, the big rig.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite toys when I was a kid. You know, obviously Condor was the first one I had gotten, the green motorcycle with the dude in yellow. I think his name was Brad. That was the first mask toy I got. But it's remaining to be seen, like what the scale is, what the price point is. But from the pictures that were shown, these things look awesome.
Hopefully there's a movie that John Cena will be a part of.
Yeah, I'd be all for it. I wouldn't surprise me if they combined it with like another property of some type. You know, like they make a cameo at the end of G.I. Joe and Transformers or something, and we get this mega 80s toy world kind of thing. But I'm super excited to see what Loyal Subjects is bringing.
Next bit of news, Steve Ozer sent out a tweet that said, quote, "Exciting times ahead. Welcome home, DC," with a picture of the DC and Mattel logo. Now I'd like to read some Los Angeles Times news. Mattel wins back lucrative rights to make DC-themed action figures, other toys. Mattel has reclaimed highly coveted rights to create action figures and collectibles based on DC characters such as Batman and Superman, starting in the second half of 2026. Quote, "It's a huge deal. You're dealing with some of the greatest superheroes and some of the best action figures potential in the industry, and we are incredibly excited by that," said PJ Lewis, Mattel Senior Vice President and Global Head of Action Figures at Fisher-Price Entertainment. Mattel lost the global licensing right about 6 years ago to develop the market some DC-related toys to rival Spin Master and McFarlane Toys. Mattel was still allowed to produce DC-themed toys aimed at girls and preschoolers. The new multi-year deal could help fuel sales for the El Segundo.
I left my wallet in El Segundo.
El Segundo-based toy maker and entertainment company, as it competes with contenders such as Hasbro, which produces Marvel superhero action figures. Mattel's net sales were $5.4 billion, a 1% drop compared to the same period. The company's net income reached $542 million, up from $214 million in 2023. Mattel and Warner Brothers Discovery, which owns the DC brand, did not disclose the agreement's financial terms. Licensing agreements such as this one allow a company to make use of intellectual property owned by another entity, typically in exchange for a fee or a percentage of sales. Along with figurines, Mattel will also be able to create and market DC-themed playsets, accessories, and role-play products as part of their deal. The agreement includes rights for all DC stories and characters, including Wonder Woman, the Joker, and Harley Quinn. Last year's toy sales stabilized, in part due with growing numbers of adults who purchase toys from themselves. What? I call bullshit on that one. I feel attacked.
So yeah, that's huge news. Mattel's getting DC back, and now, you know, it sucks for McFarlane. He's got the DC license for another year and a half. I think he gets like 1 or 2 of his James Gunn DC Universe movies that he gets to make figures of. He's already had some announced figures for the pipeline for this year. I'm still holding out hope that he still does do that Batman 66 Batmobile with Batman and Robin. That's going to be the last piece that I buy from him. But I thought he did a great job with the line. It'll be interesting to see what Mattel does with it next year. They're going to have the major haul with the James Gunn DC Universe movies and the Batman Part 2, you know, and if they decide to do another Joker sequel, which I doubt because the last one crapped the bed. But they're going to have a lot of movies coming down the pipe. And so there's going to be a lot of potential there for some cool looking Mattel figures. Sucks for McFarlane. I feel bad for him. But the nerd in me starts to immediately think, do we finally get that DC WWE crossover where we get like John Cena as Superman? You know, obviously John Cena is Peacemaker, but it would be cool to see John Cena, the wrestler, as Superman, you know, or Seth Rollins as Batman, or, you know, something crazy like that. Like they could do a cool, like Mattel, or like when they did Masters of the Universe in WWE or Turtles in WWE, do kind of a cool superhero WWE mashup. That'd be kind of nice.
Look, I don't collect superhero figures, but I do have to say this sucks.
You like the McFarlane?
I love the McFarlanes.
Yeah, I really like him too. I think he's done a great job.
I don't purchase them, so I can't really say anything. But I will say the McFarlanes made me stop in my tracks and go, those are some badass figures. Yeah.
Like you had never had the desire to buy a DC figure, but if you did, it would have been a McFarlane.
Oh, yeah. I was actually, I wanted to get Peacemaker because I liked the scale of it, but then the face came out so bad and I was like, man, I can't.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
I can't even buy this for $6.99, dude. You know,
yeah, and that's fair right there. That point right there, that's fair because people did criticize a lot of his likenesses, saying that the sculpts were bad. But I think overall, McFarlane did a fine job with it. Yes, there were a lot of repaints, redos. We got a ton of Batman figures, but his work on like the Batman movie lines were incredible. I thought that those were awesome. I loved his 66 figures that he did. So McFarlane gets a lot of love from me. I've always liked his work way back to when he was doing it in mid-90s with Spawn. So it sucks for McFarlane. Great. Mattel has another huge property under their umbrella, so good for them. But I'm really, really like, I'll take the bad news about McFarlane losing the license with the good news in hopes that we get a crossover with WWE and DC.
Well, what's going to suck is the figures are probably, now I'm just kind of guessing and I'm kind of forecasting ahead. I think that it's basically going to be in a 6-inch scale, right?
It has to be.
But that's what I loved about McFarlane is because it separated them from Marvel Legends.
Yeah.
That's what made them stand out. That's what made them look so good. Like, I loved how McFarlane told all the collectors, F off. I'm making my figures how I want to. And not only did he do that, he made them really, really good.
Really good. Yeah.
So that's what I love about the McFarlanes. It sucks seeing him lose the license.
Yeah.
But now all the fanboys who sit there and rub their nipples and just fantasize about having their Marvel Legends versus DC battlefield.
Stop attacking us, Jeff.
You're not a whatchamacallit fan, dude. You're not a Marvel fan.
No, I'm not. I'm not. But I get it though. I get it. I mean, this is the same. Like if guys want to do that, or kids, guys, whatever, girls, if they want to have kidults, if they want to have those imaginary battles, cool. Because we wanted to do it as kids with our Galoobs and our Hasbros. You know, we wanted to have those cross. Well, I did. You were like, no, they all have to look alike and be in scale. And
No, I didn't. I liked how they were different. I loved how Galoobs looked like like miniature LJNs, and I loved how Hasbro's had a different look than Galoobs.
But you didn't mix them.
No.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm okay with the mixing. Like, I get the fantasy booking.
No.
Shame on you. I can't believe that not once you had a Sting versus Hogan match.
No, dude, I kept Galoobs separate from Hasbro's, dude.
Okay, here goes just a random question. When you're eating, does everything on your plate have to be separated, or is it okay if it touches?
It's got to be separated.
Okay.
It's like my Chinese food, dude. I have to have the sweet and sour pork separated from the lemon chicken. So that the sauces don't touch, you know.
You see how we did that here, folks?
Although the rice can sop up the juices from the sweet and sour pork or the lemon chicken, so that's okay. But if lemon chicken and sweet and sour pork touch, dude, I get pissed.
Those sauces cannot mix.
Dude, they can't mix, dude. No, keep that shit away from each other.
And now to double back for the record, Just Toys, Bendham's, Galoobs, and Hasbro's all stayed separate.
Exactly.
Random question. Sorry, just wondering.
How'd you know?
Just a lucky guess.
So anyways, that is DC and Mattel linking back up. Second half of 2026, those figures will be out. I wonder when we're going to start seeing those. Probably, what, you think 2026 Comic-Con?
You'll probably start to see some mock-ups at New York Toy Fair.
Okay.
Would be my guess. Because he's going to have another like 4 months at that point. 3 to 4 months, right? Mattel is going to have another 3 to 4 months to kind of show off what they've got. McFarlane's got 3 to 4 months to kind of lose what he's got coming out the pipe. So I would imagine we'll see something from Mattel at New York Toy Fair next year.
McFarlane, you did a good job, man. Tip of the cap to you.
Absolutely, 100%. And a lot of people might disagree with that, but I personally was a fan of his line.
Yeah. I didn't buy any of the figures, dude, but great job.
Oh, I did. He got quite a bit of my money.
Oh, he got a lot of your money, dude.
He got every time I'm like, I'm done buying Batman, and then he'd show something else. I'm like, you son of a.
You sound like Norm with Marvel Legends. I'm out of the game.
I'm out.
He buys more Marvel Legends. Great.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're going to move over to bobbleheads. 2025 Pittsburgh Pirates Yeet WWE bobblehead. What this is a bobblehead that will be given away May 10th, 2025, Pittsburgh Pirates versus Atlanta Braves game. It will be the Pirates mascot with Yeet glasses on and a WWE t-shirt with the mascot's hands up to the glasses. That will be May 10th, 2025, this year, Pirates versus Braves. Also, New York Mets, Mr. Met Yeet WWE bobblehead.
Ew.
July 21st, New York Mets versus the Angels. Actually, they got to get a lot of people in the stadium for that one. Nobody wants to see the Angels.
But hey, go Angels.
Hey, is Anthony Rendon playing? No? Oh, okay. Yeah, I said what I said. You're laughing because it's true.
It's so true.
So the bobblehead is Mr. Met. He has actually got his arms out like he's doing the Yeet. He's got Yeet glasses. Yeet, I think he had a Yeet jersey on, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
But love it. I know you snarled up your nose at this earlier today, Scott. I love it. I'm going to hope to score one on eBay, the Mr. Met one.
Okay. I hope it goes over well. We all know that there's a lot of love for bobbleheads. But the more I've had time to kind of think about it, it's actually pretty cool because a lot of stadiums, they do like different bobblehead promotions with like crossover properties, like we've seen a lot of Star Wars. So it's neat to see WWE finally get, which we've been talking about for seems like forever now. WWE is finally starting to hit that level to where they're qualifying to get that crossover love with Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
So how cool is that, right? Like Star Wars and WWE are getting a ton of love. And we've seen, I think Marvel has done some, but like those are major properties and now WWE is involved. So, hey, it's great. If this is your thing, awesome. Go get a bobblehead.
So those games again, Pittsburgh Pirates versus Atlanta Braves, May 10th, 2025 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Mr. Met Yeet WWE bobblehead. New York Mets versus Los Angeles Angels, the Anthony Rendon Los Angeles Angels. If you are going to see Anthony Rendon, don't bank on it. July 21st.
Are they doing Anthony Rendon on crutches bobblehead?
Wheelchair Anthony
In a
Rendon.
wheelchair? Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Speaking of bobbleheads, let's go over to FOCO. They just showed off their Heart Foundation magazine cover. This is the WWF magazine where Anvil is kind of crouched down and Brett's standing behind him. It will be them as bobbleheads, limited to 100 pieces, priced at $150 plus tax and shipping.
I'm taking it you already got yours.
I did.
Yeah, I figured. It's that name.
Well, I think FOCO does a great job on these magazine covers.
For sure.
Huge fan, sucker for them.
Yeah. A lot of nostalgia there.
Dude, a lot of nostalgia. They've done so many. The Hogan Sports Illustrated one, I got that one.
Right.
The Heart Foundation is a no-brainer. They've done an Undertaker one that was really cool. Love these magazine series. Absolutely love them. So get the Heart Foundation. It's Brett standing behind Jim while Jim is crouched down. Priced at $150 plus tax and shipping. That is over at FOCO.com, limited to 100. So make sure you get yours.
Glad you got yours, dude. 100 pieces is like nothing.
Right.
Nothing. Right. That's going to be gone right away.
Latoonie, Macho Man, 12-inch figure. First 100 orders will get a Macho Man towel. I wonder if it's like a little hand towel or if it's like a beach towel.
I'm going to guess beach towel.
I'm going to say small towel, like one that Cena holds up when he comes to the ring. And
that's a wash rag. That's not a towel.
That's a hand towel.
It's barely. I'm going to guess beach towel because summer's coming up.
All right.
Right. Beach towel makes sense. And I think back in the 80s, they did have a Macho Man towel, if I'm not mistaken.
They did.
It was like him with Liz or something like that.
I can't remember what the beach towel looked like, but I want to say, yes, they did definitely have a beach towel.
Yeah. I'm going to say it's a beach towel.
Okay. All right. $70 plus shippings, and that goes on sale March 1st. So go on over to Latoonie for the Macho Man 12-inch figure.
You getting yourselves 12 inches of Macho Man, Jeff?
All 12 inches. I'm going to get it.
Sweet. Make it hurt.
I want to make sure I get that towel too.
Also, yeah, for cleanup. Right.
Yeah. Ringside collectibles. All right. We already talked about it, but the biggest news, Sabu bell-to-bell figure available at Ringside Collectibles website.
That's definitely the biggest news.
I mean, Road Warriors was cool.
We just thought that the Road Warriors crashed the site. In reality,
it was
the Sabu bell-to-bell.
I'm only joking. No, obviously we talked about the Road Warriors and what Scott's picked up already. Scott's already described it. Red shoulder pads, gray shoulder pads as well. But yes, the Sabu bell-to-bell figure available on RSC's website. Bell-to-bell is the little Remco style figures for those that may have forgotten.
It looks good too. I like that Sabu figure.
It's cool, dude. It's cool. I actually don't mind those bell-to-bell. I think the Asylum figures are better.
Yeah, I agree. Yes.
I don't mind the bell-to-bell. They're cool.
Yeah, they're all right.
Yeah.
The Road Warriors, though, I do want to point out, they are at last check both still available, the regular set and the variant set. And the variant set, again, is the red shoulder pads with some gray accents on it. And the tights are like a black and a white. Kind of, they've got more like white accents in the tights. So with all that said, I am officially declaring myself out on future Legion of Doom releases. That is specifically that black and red look. I am out.
That will be your last time?
Dude, I've got the big rubber guys coming in April. Legion of Doom look. I just got those Nerds Clothing retro style, red and black.
Nerds Closet, dude.
Nerds Closet. Nerd Wallet.
Nerd Wallet.
Nerd Wallet. Legion of Doom epic red and black figures. Now I've got these on order. The red and black Mattel scale Legion of Doom. I've got their elites. We've got their Hasbros. I'm like, I've even got their Bone Crunchers. MOC up on the wall. Like, what other red and black Legion of Doom? I mean, unless I've even got Bendies. So even if Major Bendhams do the Legion of Doom look, I'm the only reason I would go back is if they did a finishing move set.
So anything with the red and black shoulder pads, you're done.
Done unless it's a finishing move set. Then I guess I'm back in. But aside from that, I'm done.
Okay.
But Road Warriors, fair game. But the red and black Legion of Doom, I'm pretty sure I'm out on all future releases. I don't know what other scale I would need. But I mean, they've been coming hot and heavy this year now, which is great. I'm not complaining, but I think I've got my fill of red and black Legion of Doom.
Okay. What about LOD 2000?
Never.
Never. All right.
Not even one time. But you give me SummerSlam 92 Road Warriors, I will take it.
Weren't we supposed to get figures or retros of those?
I thought retros were coming from someone. I didn't remember who, but I thought we were getting gold pad Road Warriors. Maybe. It's really funny that we haven't gotten a lot of looks of those, if any.
It's
in
so
the gold.
crazy. Like, why didn't Jax ever do it?
Yeah.
I mean, that was like, you're printing money right there.
Exactly. Well, I mean, Mattel had the chance too, but they went with blue, which was great because it was like their 96 WCW look. But at the same time, like SummerSlam 92 is such an iconic Road Warriors look that has rarely been done, if at all. So I don't know.
Well, the blue shoulder pads had already been done before, but the gold shoulder pads have never been done.
Yeah.
Because they were in the classic superstars with the blue shoulder pads.
Yes, they were.
Yeah. So
They were.
Any hoot.
Yeah. Gold it's just like sitting there waiting to be taken. But here's the thing is now with this crashing of Ringside site with 6-inch scale LOD, oh, dude, let the floodgates open.
Yeah.
Right. We're going to get all the repaints, all the different looks. Like we're going to get Road Warriors figures up the wazoo. And you know what? I'm 100% here for it. Unless the red and black LOD, then I'm out.
We did get one question on the Wrestling Figs message board. This came in from Pitfall Harry 219. He said, in the past, you said that there weren't enough rings in people's hands to justify apron/turnbuckle/mat packs. And now the idea for a crowdfund is something that will be at a premium price that doesn't include a ring. We know that the segment of people who will support an expensive crowdfunded product is a tiny fraction of the regular retail base. Can you explain? Steve said, here's your first opportunity for a ring add-on.
Does it feel like you just went all Matrix on that question and just like completely dodged it? Like,
yep.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Okay. I think if they do this, there's got to be a cheaper option in the ring to get into people's hands that can fit inside of the crowdfund. Just my opinion. There should be just a cheaper option that they can fit around so that if somebody wants to just buy into this and they don't have a ring, there's a cheaper option for them instead of going to Ringside and spending $150 or whatever it is on a ring and a Rhea, you know, oh, here, look, I can just drop $50 on this cool ring and the crowdfund will fit around it.
Something tells me that a lot of people are going to see whatever the crowdfund is. So let's say it is the modern elimination chamber.
Yep.
And I have a feeling a lot of people are going to basically be like, oh crap, that's so cool. I don't have an ultimate ring, but now I have to go get one.
Now
so
I have to go get one.
It's going to incentivize them to actually go purchase our ultimate ring.
I get where Mattel's coming from. You want to sell them. You want to, you know, make money with the extra figure and everything.
Making money.
I think about the kids though, man. Like as a parent, right? Like, okay, I'm going to get my kid this cool, like say you get it for him for Christmas, right? I'm going to invest in this crowdfund for him. But now I've got to go spend an additional $150 on this ring and figure at Ringside or wherever, you know. That's a lot, man. Whereas if you just did something generic or cheaper that fit in the center, like maybe you look over at Figures Toy Company. You know, if they've got something that goes along with the ultimate ring that could also fit inside of Mattel's crowdfund, I don't know.
Something tells me that most of the kids already have the ring.
An ultimate, though? I know a lot of kids have that cheapy ring, which is fine.
Oh, yeah, they've got the $30 cheapy ring from Target. But something tells me there's quite a few kids that have the ultimate ring because they wanted the Rhea.
You think so?
Or
you think a lot of parents actually went out and spent that $130 or whatever it is, $150 on that set for their kids?
Could have been Christmas gifts.
Okay.
And then the kids gonna see this, and let's say it is the modern elimination chamber. Oh, those kids are gonna lose their minds. And then the parents are gonna be like, okay, like just know this is your Christmas, and they're gonna plop down the money for it. There's a lot of money to be made with this.
I just feel bad for the poor kid that's going to take his $30 Target ring, you know, that's completely not in scale with, you know, the ultimate ring, say he gets the crowdfund and he's got to put that ring as the centerpiece of this awesome looking ring add-on, right? That would almost be like growing up as a kid with a cardboard ring that has wooden posts and super flimsy ropes. AWA Remco, I'm looking at you. I don't know. I just feel bad for that kid.
And that rounds out the news. Okay, so I did want to explain this week's nostalgia segment. So we're going to do figures for 2024, but we got to do part 1 because there were so many WWE/Jazzware releases and Ringside in 2024 that we have to break it down. There was From the Vaults, there was Jazzware stuff, there was WWE's exclusive stuff, plus From the Vaults. Next week, part 2 will be the From the Vaults. So we'll do part 1 with Jazzwares and a little bit of WWE. Next week, we will do From the Vault figures.
Yeah, so don't hit us up telling us we missed stuff.
Yeah.
That's on purpose this time, you guys.
Luis, don't you hit us up. I mean, if you want to talk, cool, but
yeah,
if you're going to call us out. Love you, Luis.
Yes, this time it was on purpose.
Yes. This time I know what I'm doing.
The return of nostalgia. This time it's for real.
Yeah. I also pulled this list, part 1, I should say, of this list from WrestlingFigureDatabase.com. Over there, you can find almost every wrestling figure ever made over at WrestlingFigureDatabase.com. But what we want you guys to do this week is head up into the upper right-hand corner of that screen on the main page. Type in Ringside Collectibles Exclusives. Go over to years. Click 2024 and follow along as Scott reads off this list. That is all over at WrestlingFigureDatabase.com.
Jeff, the old man, has put on his reading glasses.
Dude, that was like the opposite of Bret Hart when he would take off his shades. You were putting on.
Excuse me while I whip this out, and it's my reading glasses.
Dude, your move, if you were a wrestler right now, your move would be take off the readers and give them to a kid. like Bret Hart used to do with the glasses.
Practice safe reading, kid.
Oh shit. All right, that was hilarious.
We've made it clear I'm old. Okay.
Happy birthday, dude.
Hey, thank you. 51's great.
Scott, what you got for Ringside Exclusives Part 1?
Yes, sir. Ringside Collectibles Elite Exclusives 2024 Part 1. First up, The Acclaimed. This was a 3-pack. Consisted of Billy Gunn, Max Caster, and Anthony Bowens. Jeff, I don't watch AEW, but did they break up?
They did. There are so many accessories in this 3-pack. It's really cool. It's a really cool 3-pack, but there were so many accessories. It came with headphones, extra heads, cloth shirts. I didn't mark them all down because there was just so many accessories. So I did want to put that in that it did come with a bunch of different accessories. I don't know if you were about to get into that, Scott, but I just
no, I actually just, does it seem like AEW missed the boat with The Acclaimed?
I mean, they were, if I'm not mistaken, 2-time tag team champions, or they were tag
But
champions.
I don't recall them holding them that long. They were taking them off of them fairly quickly, weren't they?
That's the way it feels a lot of AEW titles are, unless it's the heavyweight title. Heavyweight title kind of sticks on somebody pretty long, but it feels like the titles bounce around so quick. I don't know why.
Okay. It just seemed to me that these guys were super over. Like the crowd loved them, like was super hot for them, and they gave them the tag straps. And then it seems like almost immediately, I thought the Guns beat them, didn't they? And again, I don't really watch AEW. I just kind of follow a little bit, like different headlines or whatever. It just seems to me that maybe they raced it with The Acclaimed and missed out on a lot more opportunity there before they went ahead with the split.
I think you're right. I think it was the Guns. Some AEW fans, correct us, please.
But like, who's the Sean and who's the Marty here? I hate to put it like that, but everybody knows exactly what I'm talking about.
As of right now, Max Caster is the Sean.
Okay.
He's the one that broke off, and Anthony Bowens is the Marty.
So in terms of like how they're being pushed, that's how it's kind of shaking out. Okay. Yeah. Got it. Okay. Yep. That's too bad, man. Cause one always seems to just
happens
fade away.
Happens a lot.
Yeah. Like Heavy Machiner, for example, right? Otis is still hanging out, doing his thing, being an idiot. And the other guy is like not even wrestling anymore. So I hope that doesn't happen here. That really sucks.
Yep.
Brody King versus Darby Allin. This was a blood and guts set. Darby came with a skateboard. Jerichohausen.
Brody King also came with a bloody head on that one too.
I see. Jerichohausen. This was basically Chris Jericho as Danhausen.
Yep, came with two extra heads.
This happened on his cruise ship, I think, right?
I believe it was the cruise ship that it happened on. Yes.
Yeah, it's like the bizarro world of wrestling angles.
Yes.
It's like the shit that only happens on the boat, and just we don't pay attention to it outside of the boat. If it's on the ocean, it stays on the ocean.
What happens at sea stays at sea.
Yes, exactly. Yes, it's the Vegas of the sea, if you will. Next up, Three Faces of Foley. And man, this was awesome, and you could actually buy these individually too. Mm-hmm. Pretty self-explanatory here. You got Dude Love, Cactus Jack, and Mankind. Awesome figures. This was such a good set. Ringside's done numerous sales on this. They were selling the figures individually at deep discounts as well. Don't know if they're still available. I haven't looked in a while, but they always seem to end up on Ringside sale if you're still in the market for these. As Jeff mentioned earlier in the WrestleCon segment, would be a great set to take to WrestleCon and get signed.
Absolutely.
Next up, the Nitro Ultimate Ring with Ultimate Eric Bischoff. Next up, Hall & Nash Outsiders 2-pack. Which right there, I'm going to stop. That is hands down my favorite set out of 2024. Those figures were so good.
Even over the Steiners,
huh? Yes. And I'll just say Scott Steiner sculpt.
Okay. I can understand that.
These had him beat based on that.
There was a lot of, also on this one, they had soft goods shirts. They had extra heads.
Oh yeah.
They had all the accessories with them too. So the WCW tags, tag titles.
And these did sell out at one point. I don't know if they're still sold out or if they have them in stock.
I thought they still had them.
I think you're right, but I think they were gone at one point and then they came back. But definitely well worth your money. If you don't have these guys, definitely go give them a look on Ringside. And last up, DX Retro Box Set. These were 2 sets of 2-packs. You got Billy Gunn, Road Dogg, China, and Triple H, and a lucky winner at our Fig Life meetup in Philly actually won this set from the Ringside giveaway. Yep. And Jeff, that rounds out part 1 of 2024 Ringside exclusives.
All right. A lot of good sets on this. Which one was your favorite?
Easily the Outsiders. And maybe I should clarify. Let me look at the sets again before I say that. The Hall & Nash set is my favorite out of these ones mentioned right here.
Okay.
We'll see if they're better than the Steiners. I'm going to look at those again and do another determination. My plan this weekend is to open up some figures and throw them inside the Detolf. I'll do another determination between the Outsiders and the Steiners to see which my favorite set of 2024 is. But those Outsiders far and away are my favorites out of these mentioned.
Okay. All right. Packaging wise, I'm going to say the Acclaimed. Loved how it came in a boombox.
That was cool.
Had the fold come down. Definitely love that. The Blood and Guts has always got me.
It's just cool packaging.
It really is, dude. They do such a good job on it. Again, that's one of those things that Jazzwares has the potential to do. But anyways.
Yep. We just don't see enough of it, unfortunately.
Exactly. Three Faces of Foley was really good. So we got a lot of good sets in 2024.
For sure.
Next week, we'll be talking about the from the Vault figures. A lot of good sets that they were put out by Jazzwares and WWE's Mattel.
Yeah,
so.
A lot of wallets are crying.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's get into these sets. Acclaim 3-pack with Billy Gunn, Max Caster, Anthony Bowens. Packaging is in a boombox, I didn't mention. Last sold eBay listing February 19th for $35. Brody King and Darby Allin Blood and Guts. Darby came with that skateboard. Last sold February 25th for $39.99. Jerichohausen, so it's Chris Jericho as Danhausen. Last sold eBay listing February 7th for $12.59.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Very evil.
Three Faces of Foley set with Dude Love, Cactus, and Mankind. Last sold eBay listing with Scott's birthday, February 26th for $59.99. The Nitro Ultimate Ring with Ultimate Eric Bischoff. It was the Ultimate Nitro Ring, canvas, ring skirts, all the bells and whistles of an Ultimate Ring. Last sold eBay listing February 25th for $145. Now, I do want to add, if you guys go onto eBay, and you do want this Nitro Ultimate ring, make sure you are buying it with Eric Bischoff. I saw quite a few sold listings where Eric Bischoff was removed and it was just the ring. They did say it on the listing. It said without Eric Bischoff. So people were very transparent about the listing of not having Eric Bischoff in there.
Yeah, just make sure you're reading.
Make sure you read the listing all the way through. Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, Outsiders 2-pack, last sold eBay listing January 28th for $76 on 14 bids. A lot of bidding action going on there.
Yeah, I don't remember how much Ringside is, but I don't think it's... Oh, maybe it's that. Maybe it's close to that.
I thought it was close to that.
You know what? If only we had a little computer at our fingertips that we could jump on. I'm going to go onto Ringside right now, and I will tell you if that set is still available, because if so, and you're listening to this and you don't have it in your collection, you need to add it. Just do it. It's my birthday. I get a wish.
I'll read off the DX Retro box set that came with two packs. The set of 4 with Billy Gunn, Road Dogg, China, and Triple H, last sold eBay listing February 23rd for $37.50. And Scott, what do you have for us?
Yep, Outsiders are still available. You can buy them separately or together with the box. I recommend the box set just because it's black and white. It's got half of Hall, half of Nash on the front, says Outsiders down the middle. $72.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's pretty much what they paid on eBay, but I mean, you still got to figure in shipping, but you get free shipping at that price point on Ringside. We watched WCW, but given a preference, we were choosing WWF every time. That we were just like, that was our homer pick. Sorry, you plucked all of WWF stars. I took it personally. Sound like Jordan. And I took that personally. And so I always had a bias kind of against WCW. But now that I've kind of gone back and watched, like some of that NWO stuff was so good. So I collect some of the NWO figures. These were ones I had to have in the collection. And if you don't have them, go check them out at $72. And it's one of those, maybe you wait until a sale, see if they pop up on the sale. Maybe they do them individually instead of the box set. But either way, the Hall is amazing. The Nash is amazing. It's such a good box set. Highly recommended at $72. It's worth your money for sure. I mean, that's basically the price of 2 Elites at retail anyway. And then you'll get free shipping from Ringside. So highly recommended, guys.
Are you still on Ringside?
I am.
Can you check to see if they have the Steiners? I don't think they do, but I just wanted to...
I'm sure they have the Bell to Bell, and I'm sure that's going to pop up. Yep, there is the Bell to Bell figures. And that's it. They've got Big Papa Pump.
All right, I just wanted to check and see.
Yeah, they've got the Big Papa Pump Bell to Bell and the Steiners, both Bell to Bells.
You know what? Now that I'm looking at Wrestling Figure Database, did I miss the Steiners on 2024?
Well, they would be in part 2, right? Because the Steiners were like around October, November of last year. Yeah, so that would be in part 2.
And that rounds out the show. Check out our buddies Ryan Buds over at Trivia with Buds. Check out the Chick Foley show with Sashina and Marco. And let's do... Who am I going to pick out of this Rolodex? Let's do In the Marbles pod, because NASCAR season is hot and heavy right now. So you want to go and check them out and hear them talking about the vroom vrooms. So far, I am number 19 out of 2 races, Scott. I'm 19th in the league in fantasy.
Out of?
28, 29.
Okay. So not necessarily in the middle of the pack, but you're not last.
I'll tell you what sucks, dude, is watching a race and they're getting close to the end with maybe about 30, 40 laps left. And then you see your driver get just wrapped up in a huge wreck. And you're like, son of a bitch, I'm turning this off. Like, I don't give a shit now. Yeah, dude, I've seen that too many times. It sucks.
You're like, I hope he's okay, but I'm pissed.
And then also the other part is when you're watching a race and you see a big wreck happen, you're like, oh shit, I hope my driver's not in it. So anyways.
Yeah, the fun of NASCAR.
Yes. Well, Scott, happy birthday. I'll be seeing you Saturday, or the day prior to the show dropping. I'll be seeing you Saturday. We're going to be going over to a San Jose toy show.
Haven't been in a while. It's been, oh my gosh. I think the last toy show I went to was the Concord one about 1.5 years ago. So I'm long overdue for a toy show visit. So I'm really looking forward to this weekend. We'll see what they got. I'm super excited.
Yep. So I'll be seeing you Saturday, and we got some toys to open up from Brian at the Legendary Wrestling Figure Podcast.
We got some goodies.
Absolutely. Scott, for episode 475, anything else?
Stay safe, stay healthy. Fig Life since 2016, and happy toy hunting.
I want to thank everybody for listening to episode 475. Hashtag Fig Life. Adios.
Yeah. Fullyposeable. Let's go. Jeff and Scott, the Toon Brothers, busting out the ring, but we don't take it out the box. MOC. Happy toy hunting. We'll see you next week. We're the OGs of WFP. Fullyposeable. Thank you all for listening. It ain't no storyline, real life siblings. So everybody go and do your toy spotting. Hashtag Fig Life. Adios from the Kings.